This is Steve Ridgel, and I want to tell you, we Christians are always trying to do better. We want to love God and we want to love our neighbor. I mean, that's what God asks us to do. The two greatest things He asks us to do, He tells us to do, He commands us to do, are love our neighbor, and greater than that, love God. Number one, love God. Number two, love your neighbor. Love God, love people. It seems easy, so we're always trying to figure out what exactly that means. Because of that, we sometimes like little sayings that are catchy and help us focus. One of those I've seen a lot lately is, if it comes between loving my religion and loving people, I'm going to choose to love people because God doesn't tell me to love my religion. Well, I get that and I understand what they're saying. And I want to be sure that you understand this. Any religion that would ask you to do anything that does not love people or does not love God is not a true religion. You know, there are a lot of false religions out there. I mean, society sets up a lot of false religions. Culture often says, well, here's what religion is, and these religious Christians, and of course they try to paint it in a bad light and saying, and following their rules and doing their religion means they don't love people. Churches sometimes set up false religions. You have to do this and have to do this and have to do that, and if you're not careful, you find out there's not a lot of loving God, just a lot of following rules. And of course, sometimes we individual Christians love to kind of set up our own religion. Here's what's right, and here's what I think God should have done, and here's what God means, and it's hard to figure it out. Well, if all these things are false, how do you know a true religion? Well, let me first say this. Any religion that would have you do anything that doesn't love God or love people is not a true religion. Now, somebody says, well, you can't, so you're going to tell me your view of truth? No, I'd never tell you what I think true religion is. I will tell you what God says true religion, the religion He accepts. It's written for you in the book of James at the end of the first chapter. Religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless. Wow. Okay, that's it. So what is real religion? Well, he defines it by this: look after orphans and widows in their distress. So if I have to choose real religion or loving people, no, real religion is loving people, taking care of the orphans and the widows. Well, what about loving God? Well, he says that, and keep yourself unspotted from the world. Choose God, choose people. That's what real religion is. That's what the Bible says. So if you want to talk about choosing between religion and loving people, you won't ever have to do that. Not true religion. You have a false religion, you have to make that choice. And the real choice there is to get rid of the false religion. You see, true religion is always rooted in loving God and loving people. Don't be in this world, follow God. Take care of widows and orphans because they need help. That's loving people. So just remember, when somebody tells you you may have to make a choice, God's never going to ask you to do anything or not do anything that is not rooted in loving God or loving people. So when somebody says, well, here's the religion, and they try to define it, and it contradicts loving God or loving people, then rest assured that is not true religion. And if you want to know what true religion is, just go to the book of James, first chapter, verse 27, and God will tell you what He expects from your religion. And what He expects is loving Him and loving people.